Hi, I'm not John Green, and this is Crash Course American Literature, and today we're completing our first and last novel in the series, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Wait, this isn't Tom Sawyer? John, I thought we were going to do this on Tom Sawyer! I was going to do this on Tom Sawyer! Yeah, not that Tom Sawyer! Yes, that Tom Sawyer! As we discussed in our first episode, people read for enjoyment, to think, to imagine, to learn, or even to dream. But that's not the case for some English classes, and to understand the authorial intent of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, context is key. Mark Twain, the witty pseudonym of Samuel Longhorn Clemens, wrote his second most famous story over several years of his life, finishing by 1884. The novel is set years beforehand, however, in light of the fading hope of Reconstruction-era politics, somewhere in the 1850s. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn focuses on Tom's friend Huck, a 12 to 14-year-old boy living in rural America during the pre-Civil War era. Together they do things that anyone would expect adolescent boys to do. Pulling pranks, living life, playing with friends, watching Star Wars. John, you mean to tell me that they didn't have Star Wars in the 1850s? There were no movies? How did they live? Huck starts the novel by introducing it as if he was telling you the story in a flashback. Huck tells us the entire story as he saw it, crude as it may be sometimes. Most people who read this at first think, geez, how did this guy ever get published? He can't spell the simplest of words. But this wasn't the intention of Mark Twain. Compared to other authors of the time, like James Fenimore Cooper, Twain includes such unique things as dialect. In Last of the Mohicans, Native Americans are found who speak perfect, clear English to the settlers, who also speak perfect English. Historically, the Mohicans would not have spoken much English, and even those who did would not have spoken it well. Twain criticizes this correction of what the original dialect would have been like in his book Fenimore Cooper's Literary Offenses, in which he rants about perfection of the imperfect character. Let's go to the thought bubble.
Huck begins by running away from his civilized foster parents by faking his own death. Because what else are you going to do if you don't have Star Wars? This lack of care for those around him is a central theme of Huck's character. Every decision he seems to make is centered around himself and what happens to him. Even his thoughts and philosophies have this ethnocentric feeling. After eating some mercury bread, Huck teams up with a runaway slave named Jim, and they head south intended to avoid civilization. They also team up with a pair of conmen who refer to themselves as the King and the Duke, who convince the duo to join them in acts of crime. However, as the plot progresses, Huck begins to show compassion and care for Jim and others' well-being, especially after watching some of the pain and suffering caused by his new companions. This level of compassion peaks as Huck tries to save Jim after he has been forced back into slavery by calling on his old friend, Tom Sawyer.
Oh, it's time for the open letter?
Oh, I see it's time for the open letter, but where's the fireplace? Not in the budget, I see. Anyways, an open letter to Tom Sawyer. Dear Tom Sawyer, why are you such a dreamer? You're always reading these fantasy novels with elaborate plans and scripted lines, unlike this show. Why don't you instead focus on reality and the consequences of your decisions? You even got shot and never realized, hey, I might die from this! You know what? Maybe you are hopeless. Best wishes, John, Connor, Andy, Tony, and Joe.
Huckleberry Finn is remembered for its contradictions to society and attempts to be truly unique, a task that is growing increasingly difficult today. In our world of social media and the 24-hour news cycle, it is much easier to press a button, follow crowd, often without knowledge of what started. To be truly unique is almost condemned, but as people are just fighting to have a higher statistic on my book, or FaceSpace, or Flitter, or whatever is trending programs than anyone else, making it more important to be different and contradict society. This is especially important when the common fight for statistics uses practices regarded as dangerous, unethical, or even deadly. Thanks for watching.
Crash Course is produced by the Crash Course team. Our actor is Tony Bucchetto. Our media coordinator is Joe Retalis. Our script supervisor is Connor Kennard. Our script writers are myself and Connor Kennard. Our editors are Jonathan Hubbard and myself. And our host studio is Paralytic Productions. I'm Andy Meyer. Thanks for watching.
407 years ago, this great nation was formed.
Where's my cup? I keep moving my cup, but I can't remember where I put it.
Alright. The
I
mic
know
actually
where
sounds
mine is.
halfway decent, but I'm gonna delete this recording.
Water.
Make another.
John, you wanna top me off?
Wait, stop.
Click record and then push Tony.
Am I out of the shot?
Yeah.
Okay, now click record and push Tony into shot. Ready, go.
Yeah, this is see Connor.
That almost wasn't even that bad. Like, that was almost kind of...
Oh,
was
I
almost good,
completely
actually.
missed my marks, too.
Nice.
Good work.
Yeah.
Alright, go again.
And this is coming from the... Ready, 3, 2...
Oh, wait, Tony's in the shop.
Oh. How far out does he need to be?
More.
Oh my.
You want the tape?
Good.
Mark it.
Possibly. That might be good.
John, where do you put the tape?
Don't worry about that for now. We can fix that
Ready?
later. Just pull your feet in, Kelly.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'm gonna have to push it a little harder.
Decent.
Alright, hold on.
I can now see Connor's face.
Ring.
That's just rude. That didn't fully come out in the shop, but that's just rude anyway.
Hi, I'm not John Green, and this is Crash Course.
So not Andy gonna have
Uh-huh.
We need both
Uh-huh.
crates.
Yep, that looks good. No glare now.
Wii U.
Connor, I hate you.
Just we need the other crate.
3DS box.
And the Wii U box. Oh man, here we go.
No, I'm
Real
saying...
Hey, it's lower than.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I'm not
Do
John
we
Green.
want to deal...
Different kind. Go.
Mhm.
Rats. Hold up. 1.
Hi, I'm not John Green, and this is Crash Course.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Jonathan, the thing is still wrong.
Yes, that's...
I am drunk. This is Crash.
John, stop. Alright, get in.
3, 2, 1...
As discussed in our first episode, the people read for enjoyment, to think, to imagine, to learn, or even to dream. But that's not the case for some English class, and to understand the authorial point of view, context is key. I am so... Ah! Damn. I screwed that up terribly.
You alright?
I'll get it. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn focuses on Tom's friend Huck. Huck is 12 to 14. Sorry. Huck starts the novel by introducing it as if he was telling you the story in... That is literally the worst. Huck starts the novel by introducing it as if he was telling you the story in a flashback. Huck tells us the entire story as he saw it, crude as it may be sometimes. Most people who think that... Huck's... Huck starts the novel by introducing it as if he was telling you the story in a flashback. Huck tells us the entire... Huck starts the novel by introducing it as if he was telling you the story in a flashback. Huck tells us Sorry.